All right, guys, let's go ahead and come together. Are you guys able to see my screen? Yes. Okay, perfect. Thumbs up. Sounds good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. You guys are more than welcome to turn on your cameras if you wish to. If not, that's okay. I completely understand. But we're gonna give you an opportunity to kind of learn more about relationships. I'm gonna introduce myself in just a bit, and then at the end, we'll be able to answer any questions or answers that you guys may have. And let's go ahead and get started. All right. So today's topic is going to be about relationships. My name is Juan Rubio Cardenas. I am also a child development professor. Have been teaching higher ed for about 2 years now. In addition to my second job, which is a senior recruiter for LA County, and we'll learn more a little bit about that. I do emphasize in helping educators find employment. And let's go ahead and get started, like I said. And once again, thank you for being part of Teach for LA. It's our 10th edition, and this is my first year joining, and I'm excited to be part of it. Okay? All right. So context learning. Today, we are learning about relationships. We're going to develop some skills that you guys can hopefully take at the end of this presentation, along with the healthy outcome, the meaning of meaningful relationships, the establishment, and the opportunities of employment, and of course, our Q&A. So what is a relationship? A relationship in early childhood education is basically a positive human connection that plays an important role in maintaining our emotional, physical health, well-being, and growth. Whether it could be friends, peers, or a significant other, relationships often allow to forge deep and meaningful bonds that can result in a sense of purpose, great joy, and satisfaction. This is primarily because of the support that comes from a healthy relationship. In the face of adversity, healthy relationships and the positive support they offer not only buffer us from harm or stress, but allows us to flourish despite these harms. Let's develop some skills in the classroom. If you guys don't mind either thumbsing up, at a show of hands, how many of you have taught in the classroom? Anybody? No thumbs up? Okay, I see Sandy. Perfect. So if you haven't, that's okay. If you have, we just need some basic skills. Obviously, respect and boundaries. Teaching children to respect personal space and understand that it is okay to say no if they feel uncomfortable. Kindness and empathy. If you are in this field of early childhood education, child development, psychology, or even social work, keep in mind we have to have that empathy, sense, and kindness to support one another. So we encourage children to understand and share their feelings of others, just how as adults we learn to express ourselves in a professional manner. Open communication. You communicate what are you going to do throughout the day? What activities are you going to create that safe place for children to discuss their feelings in a social life? They'll come to you. Just how as adults as well, we come to specific people where we feel comfortable, we feel valued, we feel that trust that they've built. With trust comes support, and obviously building that trust, encouraging friendships that are supportive and honest, while identifying the sign of unhealthy, controlling, and hurtful behavior. Some strategies that can help you in relation to learning more about relationships is embrace their individuality. It's okay to be independent. It's okay to be alone and do things alone by yourself. There's no wrong in doing so. As children, they kind of start developing those relationships as they build trust. As adults, sometimes we're afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to do it. Go somewhere by yourself. Try it out. Take a walk. Go to a restaurant, eat by yourself. That's okay. That's you trusting yourself and opening up to the community around you. In addition to look for the positive in the day. What happened positively throughout the day? Make sure your eyes light up when you see either a child or you see a friend. Remember the little things about each life. So the little things, maybe someone bought you coffee. Someone bought you coffee, and then you can buy them coffee next time. Maybe you brought them a pastry. As a child, remember a simple hello and good morning can go a long way to make sure that their day goes smoothly. Give special responsibilities to children. For example, if they do want to help you maybe set up an activity or clean up or hold a book, be part of circle time. Those are simple responsibilities that can provide trust and build that connection with them. Greet them by name. My name is Juan. Your name is, vice versa. Invite students to eat lunch with you. Some schools may offer lunch to provide for you to eat. You have free lunch and you can eat and commingle, ask questions about maybe what are they eating? Do you like what you're eating? As an adult, sometimes we're afraid to invite people, or just once again, something small, the little things that in life go a long way. Don't take tough days personally. Now, if we all have those bad days, we all have those mornings where we didn't get enough sleep, it will take upon a role in the classroom. Just because if you're tired, children can sense that. As an adult, adults can sense that too, by emotion, by facial expression. But it's okay to be silly a little, sometimes. Go to sports, go to game activities, include them in those activities. Include yourself in maybe potentially taking a nature walk, going hiking, going to the gym, running. Apologize and take ownership of, when something's wrong. If something's wrong or you did something that you don't feel good about, just take ownership and take accountability. And lastly, tell them that you care about them. Okay. All right. So now let's move towards the workplace. So this is more of like the professional setting. So we're going to look at the diagram and picture that is here. So the top building relationship skills for work. So communication, just how we use our cell phone, just how we use AI, just how we use online services. Communication by simply having a simple conversation with one another can go very, very far. Empathy, show that you care. Show that you care, show that you have feelings, and that if you don't like something or you do like something, express that. Adaptability. Everyone's different in regards to personalities. We're not all the same. And if there's an issue, problem solve it. Ask questions. Talk to your supervisor. Build that connection with your staff and your team inside the classroom or outside of the classroom. Maybe you're team bonding. Maybe you have an event, you have a conference, you have other problem-solving skills that you can use. Conflict resolution. Again, if there's something that you don't feel that is appropriate or that you want to discuss further, seek support from either a professional, administrator, or someone that's aware or knows more about those details. Teamwork, work together. Emotional intelligence, express your feelings. And self-reflection. We're not all perfect. We can self-reflect and we are able to hold accountability for yourself and your actions. Okay. So just a little rundown. So active listening is just be present and show understanding and encourage open dialogue to foster psychological safety and team connection. Emotional intelligence. Once again, recognize and manage your own emotions while understanding others to handle pressure and build trust. Conflict resolution. Address disagreements openly and professionally to turn misunderstanding into better understanding. Nonverbal communication. Use open body language, eye contact, and nodding to show engagement and foster cooperation. Reliability and trustworthiness. Follow through on commitments to establish a reputation as a dependable team member. Let's look at the differences. The healthy outcome that falls into relationships as children, mental well-being. Children with strong adult bonds are less likely to experience anxiety and depression, and they often show higher life satisfaction as adults. Physical health. Higher levels of perceived parental support are associated with fewer chronic conditions, lower psychological risk, and better overall physical health in adulthood. Resilience and development. A committed relationship with an adult helps children build the capacity to overcome serious hardships and manage stress effectively. Social and behavioral success. These relationships foster the ability to build trust and social skills, reducing the likelihood of risk behaviors and improving schools' performance. Long-term relationship quality. Positive childhood experiences with trusted adults shape how individuals relate to others, leading a stronger relationship building skills later in life. Now, as adults, early attachment. We shape the quality of parent-adult-child relationships. Again, the simple hello and good morning is basically the simplest shaping of quality that you can start with. As adults, we kind of forget we're here to do a job, but a simple good morning and how are you doing can go a long way. Quality time. We use calendars, we use our phone to track our time, right? We have watches. Now, highlighting dinner time, let's say, for example, these examples as dinner, sports, outdoor walks, talking about their day and can reduce the negative outcomes. Now, if you track your time, obviously you're going to be able to time manage your time, but sometimes we lose track of that. Children need that guidance to track time and have parental transitions for you to continue with throughout the day to make sure the day runs smoothly. As an adult, we have to manage our time. If we have an interview, we have to make sure we're there on time, not 5 minutes before an interview, but 15 minutes before an interview, and that you're well prepared with a resume or anything that has to do with that position. Open communication. Open communication starts with developing, obviously, the growth in the classroom, but as adults, we are able to continue that open communication by using email, calling, or texting. Foster that trust and understand where that person's coming from on the other side, addressing issues with kindness, and demonstrate the interest in that communication if you are interested in, for example, a position. Emotional support. Again, we show empathy. We show that we want that relationship. We have to offer the encouragement. There may be challenges throughout that time while building that relationship, but that's okay. And you have to have the strength to move forward. If you feel weak, that's okay. That's a sign of strength because you're working on it. Mutual respect, different personalities. You work with different people. Children are different people as well. They have different personalities, but just reflect on how those personalities affect you on a daily basis. Hold yourself accountable for that and build boundaries to make yourself safe. And what's the meaning of a relationship? So we improve teacher well-being and retention. Positive staff relationships help teachers manage stress, increase job satisfaction, and reduce burnout, leading to higher commitment to the profession. Enhance collaborative practice. Trusting relationships among colleagues, such as coaches, encourage teachers to take risks and improve their teaching practices, fostering a whole culture of growth, meaning diversity. Effective knowledge sharing, just strong relationships to ensure that they're effective and they're backed up by strategies. Systematic support for students. When teachers connect well with other professionals, such as counselors, nurses, or administrators, they can be better at supporting emotional, social, and academic needs. Higher organizational trust. So strong professional networks build psychology safety, which is essential for having difficult conversations about equity and school-wide improvements. Okay. Trust and reliability. So we build trust as time permits, and it takes time. It's not from one day for another, but it is essential for open communication. Mutual support. Peer support makes teachers feel valued and more committed to their school. Shared responsibility. Share the goals that creates a collaborative rather than a competitive culture. Remember, when we're in early childhood education, we're here for one thing, and that is for the child itself and the families. Now, if we compare ourselves to other people, that's not really going to support our relationship that we're building in the classroom, let alone you with other staff members. Other staff members may support you. And why? Because maybe later down the line, you may need a recommendation letter. You may need a recommendation letter. You may need a reference. You may need a good word for a different position. Okay. And word of mouth is very big. All right. So positive and goal-oriented relationships. This is a little rundown of how the schools work. So we have programs and foundations. We have admin, right? We have leadership, the professional development, and then the continued trainings that they are to support you with the process. This is the good opportunity to build that bond and relationship with administrators, as that will support you in the future, again, with a network, a reference, or a recommendation letter. Program impact areas. So the program overall, meaning your staff, teachers, and team. Family partnerships. Families, when they do word of mouth, they will talk about your classroom. They will talk about your ethic. They will talk about your specific work ethic that you have in the classroom. Teaching and learning. Children will also talk. Community partnerships. When you branch out and you go, for example, to a job fair, you go to a job fair and you build your branch of potential positions that are available. This is a good opportunity for you to get out there and introduce yourself. Let them know your name. Access and continuity. Recommend people. If you know someone is hiring for a specific role, or that specific person is looking for someone in that realm, continue that partnership. Recommend someone. Share your network. Why? Because only you sharing and building that connection can expand your name, in addition to people getting to know you more. Family outcomes. Again, families do build that partnership with you and trust. It all starts off with the foundation. After the foundation is set, just like a house, you are followed by trust. And like a house, you need plumbing, you need electricity, and you need to build upwards. And what's the end goal? Relationships. As a house, you have a full house after that foundation. Child outcomes. Children feel safe, healthy, and well, learn to develop more, and engage in positive relationships. All right. So now the establishment of relationships. So the establishment of a relationship, which is children, families, and professionals, once you build that foundation, once again, you are able to continue that. I want to add a little bit more of like the corporate world. So my current role right now is as a senior recruiter. I work in HR. In HR, when we go out to events, we typically look for a couple things. One is how professional you are, your communication, and how you address yourself in applying for a position. When it comes to working in the classroom, I've also been a lead. I've also been a director. I tend to get to know the family a little bit more, asking them a couple questions, simple, to get to know the children and the families and where they're coming from. But with that comes a professional relationship where a family may recommend you. They may recommend you to babysit, nanny, invite you to their birthday parties. It's an extension of that relationship outside of work. That means they trust you. That means they want you to be more in their life. And that's a great thing. Divide the time needed for relationships. So extend and flourish naturally by socializing in person. If they give you the opportunity to invite them into their home or join an event outside of work, just make sure it's okay with your employer to make sure that you're able to do that, because that is considered a conflict of interest. But that extension can mean an opportunity for you to network, an opportunity for you to get a different position. Now, I do want to address the world we live in right now, which is AI. AI is implemented throughout every single possible thing that we can think of, meaning phones, daily tasks, curriculum, homework, building a resume, anything that has to do with online is AI. And the reason I'm including AI is because most of us still try to apply for a position the old way. We have to adapt. Now, by adapting that, we are incorporating LinkedIn, Indeed, postings on social media that you can email your resume to, and we're also using email. Email is very big. I myself now, I do not really use a phone. I use more email, it's more consistent, it's more generated. But something to consider with AI is that this world is moving forward and we're not moving backwards. So we need to adapt to what is happening. In the classrooms, they do have iPads, they do have some type of technology that is implemented. So we're moving in a fast pace where AI is being implemented everywhere. Okay. And your professional growth. So your professional growth leads with genuine curiosity, establish reliability and trust, offer value first, stay consistent, not just opportunistic, leverage network, and handle conflicts constructively. By that, be open to constructive criticism. It's maybe a challenge that you have to receive, maybe something you can work on. It's not necessarily something that's bad. It's something you could work on. All right. Now, we're kind of wrapping up in a little bit so I can give you guys an opportunity to ask questions. But to end our presentation, I do want to provide a little bit more of my other position. So I do have an opportunity of employment. A little bit about this position that I do have is I am a senior recruiter. I work for a staffing agency that hires educators. By building this relationship and us communicating virtually, I feel like we are tying into a connection. So with that, I do hire teachers all over LA County, along with Antelope Valley and Ventura. We do hire teachers either with child development units. We are the only employer that can hire without units. And the reason I'm saying that is because we do provide that opportunity for flexible scheduling. We do provide also locations nearby, wherever you live. So if you are interested in potentially getting more information or want to apply, you can definitely reach out. My contact info is right there with the email. You can send your resume and transcripts to that email along with calling. Okay. If you do need support with applying for your teacher permit, or do you need guidance, you are unsure of what you qualify for, I am also a professional growth advisor, and I can help you with the application process. You can reach out to this number. You could either call or text, and you can reach out. I am more than happy to set something up so we can support you in the process. Okay. And now I'm going to open it up for Q&A. Any questions, guys? Y'all are very quiet. Do we have any questions in the chat? No? Okay. All right. So since we don't have any questions, you guys are more
We
than
do
welcome.
have a question in the chat.
Oh, we do? Okay. I cannot see. What relationship building? That's a good one. I would say, so the first question is, in my experience, what relationship building practice has the greatest impact on children? From my perspective, I would say incorporating basically your input into the classroom, meaning in a activity, for example. Children were more receptive for my advocacy when I build that relationship, just because I'm a male. versus from a woman's perspective, they were more lenient towards the woman. I had to step back, observe, and kind of build that trust where I had to find interest to hopefully ask questions. I felt that that was more of a bigger impact on them because in the development of the child in the time being in the classroom, we ended up becoming like the best of best friends. Like I can't really explain how it felt, but it felt amazing to see a child ask for you where they pointed and said, I want Mr. Juan. That for me felt very impactful because they actually need me to, they need my support. And then another example I had was also when I had that foundation, diaper changing. No one really likes diaper changing. Well, guess what? I love diaper changing because that for me was more of a one-on-one with that specific child or two, just to build that bond and trust and allowing me for them to change their diaper. That to me showed that they trusted me. And by me doing so, everyone was like, you're always changing diapers. You're always changing diapers. That's okay. I like changing diapers. If I had my own kids, I would want my own children to be clean, to be with that one-on-one person that they feel trusted for. But that threw more of a impact because they requested me, and when you felt that, it felt really good because I acknowledged that I did something right. So that was very, very, very impactful in those examples that I provided. But thank you for the question. We have one from Marnie. How was your experience with relationships in your classroom with your staff? I'm not gonna say it was easy, but some were easy, just because I am a people person. But before I was a people person, I actually was very shy. I was not the one incorporating myself. I was having a hard time fitting in, until I kind of just broke that and came out of my comfort zone where I just had to somehow, some way build that connection with people. But my experience as building relationship as an educator, once I got out of that shell, was more easy to communicate common interest. Maybe they were there for a temporary time. Maybe they were interested in the future. Maybe they were interested in just being there. Um, the classroom itself overall was pretty difficult from a male perspective to build that with families and build that trust. But I managed to do that. And then with my staff, once they kind of saw my capability and what I implemented in the classroom, they started realizing that, oh, look, Juan knows how to run the classroom. He knows how to implement that. He knows how to communicate with families. So I did handle a lot of different personalities overall throughout the years. But what I can say is that just be open to constructive criticism because I'm more of a direct educator. But I'm only direct because I want to see people grow. I don't want to see people fail. I'm there to support people. And as a leader and, a servant leader, you are to continue moving forward and, taking that constructive criticism and use it to your advantage to move forward and expand your learning. So I feel like that with my staff, and I still talk to some of my staff as well. After many years of, working together, and now it's just, we're all together and we are able to continue our partnership and, we talk here and there, but I still talk to my staff that I've had in my classrooms. So thank you for the question. Eves, we have another question. So what do you think is the best way to communicate with children who are having a tough time at home? And what ways do you think can make them feel included and understood? That's a very good question. Get to know the family to start. Where are they coming from? Maybe they need additional support. Maybe they're moving. Maybe they're going through a family change, divorce. That's very difficult and can react to the child's behavior, especially at school, because we spend so much time with them. If you do have that bond with the family or the parent, sometimes they will open up. They'll tell you secrets that you kind of don't want to hear, but they'll open up to you. But if you don't have that yet, just try to ask, around. Let's see if they have a sibling, or if they have a better bond with a different teacher. Or just get to know, like, hey, I noticed that Billy was acting out. Like, did he not get enough sleep? Is he hungry? Like, how's home? Just ask simple questions. Try to not make it sound like an interrogation. It's more of like try to be a conversation. That will open up most of the time, the families to open up to you. Um, and then how we could support the child is obviously, getting to know a little bit more about, what's happening at home. But if they're not open to it, maybe asking the child itself. They will be able to tell you their secrets. I'll tell you that for sure. But maybe just starting off with the child and asking them a couple questions to see where they're at. Because sometimes they'll tell you, I'm just tired and that's why I'm mad. So if I don't have my coffee, I do not have a good day. I'll tell you guys that. But I try to manage with drinking at least 2 coffees and drinking like 5 cups of Stanley water. So, but I hope that answered your question. All right. Any other questions, guys? Don't be shy, please. All right. Any more? Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of wrap it up for you guys. But I do want to extend the invitation. If you guys are interested in applying, just go ahead and reach out. And then a wide thank you for you joining me for the past 40 minutes. I appreciate your questions and appreciate your time in joining me and joining my session as well. But if I can help you in anything else that you may need, or anything in general, please feel free to reach out. And thank you for your time.